Hello! Today we're talking about Bellossom, the first Pokemon introduced as a divergent evolution, the only evolution to lose a type from its pre-evolutions, and the first evolution to evolve via the Sunstone. It's the second final evolution of Oddish, who evolves into Gloom, who evolves into Bellossom when exposed to the Sunstone. Its previous BYC dates are August 26th, 1996, June 17th, 1999, April 7th, 2002, January 26th, 2005, November 17th, 2007, September 7th, 2010, June 28th, 2013, April 18th, 2016, February 7th, 2019, and November 28th, 2021. I like Bellossom's design. I most remember Bellossom from a group of them leading a musical number in Pikachu's Rescue Adventure. Coincidentally, this is the scene we'll be watching today. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we talk about Bellossom, the flower Pokemon, whose number is 0182. This is what it looks like. Type Grass. Abilities, Chlorophyll and Healer is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg group Grass. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height 1'4" or 0.4 meters. Weight is 12.8 pounds or 5.8 kilograms. Basic experience yield is 184 in Gen 2 through 4. And 221 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium slow. EV yield is 3 in special defense. Shape is that, shockingly, it has no footprint. I guess it has no visible feet. I just kind of assumed that it had feet under this kind of dress thing, but I guess it doesn't. Pokedex color is green, base friendship is 70. Bellossom is a grass-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolved from Gloom when exposed to a Sunstone, is one of Oddish's final forms, the other being Vileplume. Biology, Bellossom is a primarily green flowering plant Pokemon with circular blue eyes and red markings on its cheeks. It has two bright red Rafflesia-like flowers on its head and green and yellow leaves around its waist that resembles a skirt, all adding to the appearance of a hula dancer. Bellossom's petals are said to be more beautiful the worse the aroma of the gloom it evolved from. When it rubs the petals on its head together, it creates a pleasing sound. Bellossom does not possess feet in the Pokemon the Series episode, Flower Power. Its centermost leaves bent as it was getting ready to spring, suggesting that it uses its leaves as a substitute for feet or legs. However, the Pokedex does classify it as a biped. Bellossom is often seen dancing and chanting. In particular, Bellossom dances when cloudy weather persists, or when the heavy rainfall season ends and it is drawn out by the warm sunlight. Being the result of an evolution via Evolution Stone, Bellossom is rarely found in the wild, though they can be found in grassy plains and are more plentiful in the tropics. Evolution, Bellossom evolved from Gloom and is one of the final forms of Oddish, the other being Vileplume. So you can see Oddish, Gloom, and Bellossom. Game data, NPC appearances. Spoiler warning, this article may contain major plot or ending details. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, in the special episode, Here Comes Team Charm, a Bellossom appears before the southern jungle, attempting to convince Team Charm that there is no treasure in the boulder quarry ahead, but Team Charm proceeds with their exploration anyway. This Bellossom is later revealed to be a disguise of Ditto, the guardian of Limestone Cavern. Pokedex entries in Gen 2 and Gold. Bellossom gather at times and appear to dance. They say that the dance is a ritual to summon the sun. Silver, plentiful in the tropics. When it dances, its petals rub together and make a pleasant ringing sound. Crystal, when these dance together, their petals rub against each other, making pretty, relaxing sounds. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3 and Ruby, when Bellossom gets exposed to plenty of sunlight, the leaves ringing its body begin to spin around. This Pokemon's dancing is renowned in the southern lands. A Bellossom grows flowers more beautifully if it has evolved from a smelly gloom. The stinkier, the better. At night, this Pokemon closes its petals and goes to sleep. Emerald, its flower petals deepen in color through exposure to sunlight. When cloudy weather persists, it does a dance that is thought to be a ritual for summoning the sun. Fire Red is the Silver entry, while Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, when the heavy rainfall season ends, it is drawn out by warm sunlight to dance in the open. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is basically the gold entries and Leaf Green's entry, but Bellossom is now the correct casing. Y is the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Bellossom, Pokémon, and Gloom are now the correct casing. For some reason, it's not in Gen 7. I don't know why. I'm sure Oddish and Gloom and Vileplume probably weren't, but I don't remember that. But given the fact that they mentioned the tropics, you'd think that one would be the one that would have this. Then, like, the idea that if it's supposed to be based on, like, a hula dancer, that would be a perfect one to have in Gen 7. In Gen 8, Sword is the silver entries. Sword is the silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Shield is X's entry. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9 and Scarlet, due to the effects of the Sunstone, it is now active during the daytime. It likes to dance in pools of sunlight. Violet, after it grows up, it leaves the forest it was born in to form groups with other Bellossom. It breaks into dance when it gets excited. Got Bellossom and the Blueberry Pokedex. Looking very rubbery, that's interesting. But yeah, it's in the dome. That's cool. And it's in the tropics, that makes sense. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items in Sword and Shield, you get the Absorb a Bulb 5% of the time. Stats, base stats. We'll compare Gens 2 to 5 and Gen 6 onward. So HP 75, that stays the same. Attack 80, that stays the same. Defense 85, that goes up to 95. Special attack 90, that stays the same. Special defense 100, that stays the same. Speed 50, that stays the same. So this one's a total of 480, and this one has a total of 490. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting rock, ghost, steel, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to flying, poison, bug, fire, and ice for double. Immune to nothing, resistant to ground, water, grass, and electric for half. Learn set by leveling up will move down to 21. Okay, we're just doing upon evolution. Upon evolution, you get Petal Blizzard. It's a physical, grass-type move. Its power is 90. Accuracy 100, and PP is 15. By TM, we'll do, since it has a different type than its pre-evolution. So, TM002, Charm, 7 Protect, 13 Acid Spray, 20 Trailblaze, 25 Facade, 33 Magical Leaf, 43 Fling, 45 Venoshock, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 56 Bullet Seed, 70 Sleep Talk, 71 Seed Bomb, 73 Drain Punch, 79 Dazzling Gleam, 81 Grass Knot, 85 Rest, 88 Swords Dance, 103 Substitute, 111 Giga Drain, 119 Energy Ball, 122 Encore, 127 Play Rough, 130 Helping Hand, 131 Pollen Puff, 132 Baton Pass, 137 Grassy Terrain, 148 Sludge Bomb, 152 Giga Impact, 159 Leaf Storm, 163 Hyper Beam, 168 Solar Beam, 171 Terra Blast, 175 Toxic, 190 Solar Blade, 191 Uproar, 193 Weather Ball, 194 Grassy Glide, 205 Endeavor, 206 Petal Blizzard, and 212 Triple Axle. By breeding, we're skipping, since that should be the same as the other one. By prior evolution, there's nothing. Side game data. Okay. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Volumia, the browser entry. While protecting itself with leaves, it also scatters them to attack. In Guardian Signs, it creates spines around itself that make Pokemon's load. Okay, got all these, yep. Okay. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, in the Pokepark Pad entry. Bellossom lives in the Flower Zone. She loves flowers. She gave you the wonderful watering can that she found in the Beach Zone. In Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond, their dream is to fill the crag area with flowers. They collect various seeds and plant them, but some Pokemon eat them. You got all this, yep. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. Bellossom usually hide in vegetation, but when something puts them in a happy mood, they come out of hiding to dance with their friends. Evolution data, Bellossom evolves from Gloom when exposed to a Sunstone. Gloom cannot evolve into Bellossom in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green before the player obtains the National Pokedex, as its evolution will be interrupted. Gloom also cannot evolve into Bellossom in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, as Bellossom is not present in those games. So you've got Oddish, level 21, Gloom, Sunstone, Bellossom. So sprites? Oh, I was not expecting that. Okay, so it's got the green. Okay, so it's purple flowers instead of the red flowers. The shiny actually makes a lot more sense than the non-shiny version, because it's a lot more the coloring of Gloom. And Oddish. It's very weird. It's almost like they got, and then, yeah, it kind of corrects that in Crystal. I mean, it gives the red to the Crystal, but it's all red, because it's all purple. That's interesting, or pinkish purple, or whatever. That's very interesting. Yeah, but basically the same kind of basic concept. Gen 3 introduces the full colors and the correct colors. So yeah, this is the yellow, this is green, this is properly now just red, you know. And the shiny is purple with, purple, it's kind of a pinkish, I guess, flowers and different shades of green than this. Yes. Then Gen 4, more, this kind of, it is kind of a yellow-green, I guess. That becomes also more obviously green. This is the one that introduces the yellow, heart gold and soul silver. These bodies are different. This looks like, I don't know, it's very thin compared to these. It's very interesting. Gen 5, you got the full back sprites, a little bit more the bigger one. Yeah. That's interesting, yeah. Gen 6, so we're back to more of the chunky Bellossom. Pretty good translation, though. Yeah. And yeah, these are basically the same. It's a different purple as well, and this is a different pink, yeah. Sword and Shield, so you got these. This is back to the other kind of pink, I think. Yeah, very slightly different. These are more orange. Oh, yeah, I forgot they become kind of more orange as time goes on. Less red and more orange. Yeah, then we got homes. They're back to kind of being more red here. That's interesting. Yeah, it's different pink as well. Oh, the thing is green. When did it become green? Kind of became green in this one, I guess. Oh wait, how far? Oh, wait, no. I guess it's always, since Gen 3, it's been green instead of yellow. Although it's kind of more ambiguous in these couple. It becomes much more obvious in Gen 5, and in the models when they become bigger flowers. Yeah. Other sprites, gold and silver's credits sprite. That's kind of fun. Also white. That's interesting. In the anime, Bellossom and Pokemon the series. Okay, you got all these. Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's a lot of Bellossom. Pokedex entries in episode 122 in Ash's Pokedex. Bellossom, the flower Pokemon. When these Pokemon move, their delicate petals rub together, creating a pleasant sound. They are also known for their unique acrobatic dancing abilities. In the manga, you got a Bellossom in Pokemon Adventures with, I think, Erica. That's cool. Got all these. Yeah. Pokedex entries, Pokemon Adventures, chapter 163. They will sometimes gather and start dancing. It's also known as a ritual dance to worship the sun. Chuang Yi's translation. All these, and the TCG. In other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Melee, when released from a Pokeball, Bellossom will use its sweet scent to put any nearby opponents into a deep sleep. Its animation is based on its same idle animation from Pokemon Stadium 2. As Bellossom stays on screen longer than most Pokemon, this gives the player who released it time to power up a smash attack. It is also available as a trophy. Trophy information? From time to time, these beautiful flowered Pokemon will gather in numbers and perform an odd sort of dance to call out the sun. While in the midst of this strange exhibition, their petals brush together to create a peaceful and soothing melody. A Gloom will only evolve into a Bellossom if it's exposed to a sunstone. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Bellossom makes a return appearance in Brawl once again, using its sweet scent to put opponents to sleep and leave them vulnerable to attacks. As you can see, Bellossom in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Trophy information? A flower Pokemon, after spells of cloudy weather, Bellossom will gather to call out the sun by performing a dance. When exposed long enough to the sun, the leaves on its body will spin around. Bellossom's speed is also known to increase with sun exposure. Its main specialty is poison attacks. Also, Bellossom will close its flower when sleeping. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS/Wii U, Bellossom returns as a Pokeball summon, once again using Sweet Scent to put opponents to sleep. It also appears as a trophy in both the 3DS and Wii U versions. So you can see that trophy here, Bellossom trophy in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Trophy information, in the North America version, a Grass-type Pokemon, Bellossom evolves from Gloom, losing its secondary Poison type. It also gets smaller. It's most common to find Bellossom in tropical climates, grouped together and dancing. In Super Smash Bros., the sweet scent from Bellossom can put even the most hardened fighters to sleep. In PAL, two unusual things happen when Gloom evolves into Bellossom. It gets smaller and it loses its secondary type, Poison, becoming a purely Grass-type Pokemon. These Pokemon are most commonly found in groups in the tropics. Here, the more damage fighters have taken, the longer Sweet Scent keeps them asleep. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Bellossom returns for the 4th time in the series, retaining Sweet Scent, which lulls nearby foes to sleep. Bellossom also appears as a spirit. Trivia: in its gold and silver artwork, Bellossom's body is colored blue instead of the usual green. This color is similar to that of its evolutionary relatives and its shiny color in Gen 2. So you can see Bellossom's GS artwork, gold and silver artwork. Bellossom is the only single-type Pokemon that evolves from a dual-type Pokemon. This third point we read in the Vileplume video. In Gen 2, Bellossom was unable to learn Sludge Bomb via TM, while its pre-evolutions could. This was fixed starting in Gen 3. Despite its apparent connection to hula, a form of dancing that originated in Hawaii, Bellossom is not native to the Alola region and must be transferred in from other regions. However, there is a Bellossom on the face board inside the Alola Tourist Bureau in Hiahia City. Origin: Bellossom seems to be based on a stereotypical hula dancer. The leaves encircling its body resemble a grass skirt, which was popularized in Hawaii through tourism. The flowers adorning its head resemble both plumeria in concept, which are commonly worn in the hair and used to make leis, and Rafflesia keithai in shape, which relates to its pre-evolved form Gloom. It is also reminiscent of a bell due to its body shape and the ringing sound it produces as described in its Pokédex entries. Name origin: Bellossom may be a combination of bell, and blossom. Kurei Hana may be a combination of Kurei, beautiful, Rei, bell, and Hana, flower. In other languages, external links to the Super Smash Bros. Series. Let's move on. Now let's watch Bellossom's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pikachu's rescue adventure. In this short, Ash Ketchum's Pokemon and the Pokemon of his friends have fallen down a hole and into this tree that is like this whole world filled with Pokemon. Here, a group of 5 Execute have found Togepi. That was how this all started, was Togepi fell down the hole and all his friends' Pokemon followed it. The Execute are using it as the 6th member of their party. They won't let them take it, so now they're trying to find something to replace Execute, and they've entered this sort of, I don't know, open area. We'll soon see a Bellossom. There they are. And that is Bellossom's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why people love Bellossom. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Bellossom. So we've got Bellossom by all0412. This very cute Bellossom here seems to be in this like grass, like it's almost being filmed through the grass, being subtle, and like the camera person's trying not to be seen or something. Very well done. And we got Bellossom by all0412, a different one. Still very good, still very well done. And don't really know where the environment is, or if it's supposed to be in an environment, I'm unsure. But yes, still very cute. This doesn't contain a Bellossom, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I'll need to wait until I've talked about Smeargle to evolve Gloom into Bellossom. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Marill. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.